Hello and welcome. So I've been cooking in CBT with my boy LMX, and the short answer to that question is yes, he is. I really do believe he is the next main orb. So long as CBT doesn't nerf him too hard before bringing him to live servers, I do think LMX will stand out as the new main orb in 6v6. I'm still working out the fine details before looking to set up a CBT MP fun scrim, but here's what I have so far. I've gone for 158 luck. You need 250 luck to guarantee 100% cooking success. Everything above 250 luck triggers the level 4 core passive. With this much luck, I pick up an additional 14 AA and skill damage reduction. I've put everything else into VIT and INT, but I want to look at working some AGI and VIT into the mix as I fine-tune in the future. Now, I'm a little limited here in CBT. The account I have has the basic full support EQ and cards, but it is missing some key components which will drive up my flea, such as Baffo Back and 2 Divine MVP. But the core is there, and I'll be building him very similar in live as well. With the core passive injecting some more skill damage reduction, you could happily drop your back or tail for something else. You could also seek to invest in some AA reduction if the meta is AA heavy when LMX is released. I've gone for a spiritual blade with Alien Mentalist. Harvester is a real problem for orb holders in the current meta, so I went this route over the other options of TS or Piccolo. This combined with Miracle Comet Fried Rice and a Tai Chi rune will make you very hard to kill. Light Shield and Speeding Up are 2 must-have skills on any roamer or support bar in 6v6. Acolyte Elander card has proven to be worth every zenny. Great Cosmos Sumai is an AoE disarm that also disables enemy movement. Perfect for shutting down any DPS diving your backline. Miracle Comet Fried Rice is an AoE damage-absorbing shield that can also shield against HP loss damage. Used at the right moment, it can totally counter Harvester. This in conjunction with the Spiritual Blade Relic, Alien Mentalist card, and the Tai Chi Arcane rune will ensure survival. Red Sea Bream is another AoE, this time restoring HP and SP for yourself and allies in range. Do it with 3 other allies in range, and you will grant indispellable invincibility to all affected allies. Great Magic Panda Tofu is his only offensive damage dealing skill. At max level, it can deal, in a 5-meter radius, up to 1800% fire and water magic damage twice per second. When cooking is successful, a Great Magic Panda Tofu dish will be left behind for 5 seconds. Each second, dealing a further 2800% fire magic damage to enemies. The channeling period also has an up to 50% chance to inflict burn on enemies within range. Treasure Mountain Dragon Pot is easily the prettiest skill in all of ROM. It is also an AoE physical and magic damage buff for yourself and allies. It has an 8-meter range, and when cooking is successful, it generates a 10-second AoE, which reduces skill cooldown and cast delay by up to 50% for all allies who consume the final dish. Lastly, Crystal Phoenix. This active channeling skill grants an AoE Faith Prey for yourself and all allies within an 8-meter radius. Once cooking is successful, continuous consumption will grant a stacking 5 seconds of further immunity, up to 3 stacks. I mean, look at this. This is the Treasure Mountain Dragon Pot. Have you ever seen anything this pretty in ROM? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk runes. This one is the Clear Phoenix Call Star rune. This is by far the most important rune to go for. I was lucky to roll 4 out of 5 on my first line here in CBT. I hope my luck is this good in live. Red Sea Bream paints the landscape, Star rune. Try saying that 5 times fast without my AI voice. This rune will allow you to self-FP if you are solo and cook some Red Sea Bream. Dragon Soars with Precious Flame S rune. Having a high first line here will allow you to give up to 10% additional SDI per stack to your DPS as they enjoy the animation of the nicest looking skill in ROM. This is the main damage rune. Rolling Bamboo Shadows Star rune. Now, I'm still undecided on this class's viability as a main DPS, but in PvE I can see it being quite potent at clearing instances. So if you are planning on playing him DPS, then you want to increase the damage of your only damage dealing skill. Starry Wish S rune. This is another must-have rune for support LMX. Each percent point on that first line adds to your AA and skill damage reduction when you successfully cook Miracle Comet Fried Rice, a skill you will be using every time you see an enemy DPS on Harvester. Finally, Galactic Feast S rune. This will add another debuff to the already amazing Great Cosmos Siumai skill. Force reducing surrounding enemies' movement speed by between 10 and 50%. I still need to test if this bypasses ML Star. Not sure it will, so its usability against DPS and roamers will be limited. Let's finally look at the passives. There are 5 passives in total, including the core passive. This first one is Eversoul Knife. At max level, it will increase the damage caused by dishes by 30%. This next passive is Super Chef. This passive is Imba, as you can see from the screenshots above. After eating 6 stacks of any cooked food, from 1 to 5 star, you can get 30% max HP and 50% magic attack. Revolving Dragon Pot reduces the variable and fixed cast times of all allies in an 8-meter radius by 30% and provides LMX with 50% CC resist while channeling any cooking skill. Mobile cooking gives LMX the ability to move while channeling a cooking skill. The downside here is that your move speed is capped at 100%, but since you're probably holding an orb, this won't matter much. Finally, every 3 points of strength increases this cap by 1%, and each point in strength will increase his max HP by a flat 500. His last passive is the core passive, Culinary Genius. Start saving your runes now. This core passive at level 7 is too good to pass up, essentially giving you free Earth Mergence while also making sure your channeling skills cannot be interrupted. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. If you have, please feel free to like and subscribe. Safe to say, based on these skills alone, that LMX will be an absolute force to be reckoned with in 6v6 and in GVG. Do you plan on building LMX? Do you think he will be the next main orb? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.